You know, the last couple months felt just like that fast ride on that boat. Things were moving along. Everybody was having fun. There was a little bit of a rock and a little bit of a more rock. The question is, are we getting ready to absolutely hit hard in this market right now and have a crash the way those folks did? Is the fun about to end? Well, today we're actually having a nice up day. All of big tech is having a beautiful little rally. But the question is, will it last? Is this just a momentary reprieve? Is there more danger ahead? I've got two indicators that are going to shed some light on that. I think you guys are going to find very interesting today. And I'm going to give you guys some technicals on some stocks that I've been covering on this page. Let's just recap a little bit about last week. The big question right now that we have for the stock market is there a bad apple in the mix? I don't know if you guys have ever heard about the how apples work, that if you've got a single rotten apple and you put it into a bushel of apples, that one apple going bad can very quickly cause all the other apples around it to quickly go bad and to rot. And the question that people were asking themselves last week is the bad apple stock. So Apple stock got two big downgrades, which caused the stock to fall and also had an impact on the overall market. But it wasn't the only thing dragging on the market last week. We saw the DXY, that's the dollar index, which has an inverse relationship to stocks. And what that simply means is when the DXY's going up, the stock market tends to trend down. And the DXY was popping last week. It's cooling off a little bit this morning. The other big indicator that this market had to deal with that impacted crypto was the Cramer got bullish on crypto indicator. Every single time this guy has been bullish on crypto, it's typically marked the top of the run. And whenever he's gotten overly bearish and capitulated and said that crypto's worthless, that's marked the bottom of the run. Well, we had the misfortune that Jim Cramer got bullish 6 days ago on Bitcoin, saying that it was here to stay. And after that, Bitcoin and the alts crashed. Well, they're up nicely this morning, and I think that there is still opportunity to the upside because crypto's moving in an extremely unexpected way. And we're right between two major events. One, of course, being the ETF approvals, the other being a halving event. They're going to move the market still, and we have yet to see their full impact. So we're keeping an eye on that. But we also had the impact of job numbers came out and unemployment numbers came out. And the fact is that it went against the narrative of the Fed easing because they showed strength. And what the market needs to see right now in the labor market is it loosening up, not remaining strong. Because if it remains strong, the basic idea is that when companies are competing for employees, the increase in wages fuels inflation. And so that's the basic idea. If the labor market doesn't soften up, then the Fed is going to be having to again look at inflation. Another third bonus indicator that I'm not going to have time to look at today, but I would refer to it as a lagging indicator, and that's that we got some numbers out of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi yet again outperformed every major hedge fund in the world. I'm telling you guys, this gal knows how to pick stocks like nobody else. And so, you know, that's a lagging indicator because unfortunately it doesn't really help us, the common folk, very much. We can only sit back and watch her get richer and richer. That's a video for another day. But I am going to break down Apple here in just a minute. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for hitting the like. I'm going to dive into some recent trades, and we're going to talk about how Apple can impact these markets and where exactly I think it's going to be going here. All right, let's get into the main story of the day, and that's the Apple downgrade. Why in the world did anybody downgrade Wall Street's favorite company? Well, the fact is that the sales of the iPhone 15 have been lackluster. People are not breaking down the door to get the new iPhone 15, and many analysts are pointing out that the iPhone 16 is probably going to follow suit. They're basically saying that the company is losing momentum on the sale of their phones. And specifically out of China, we know that the Chinese economy has been recovering slower. It's one of the reasons why the Chinese stocks are down. But I think that story, as it relates to China, I think we're going to continue to see them picking up steam. I think it's just a slow reversal. But I do believe that that the Chinese market is reversing and gaining momentum each day. Before I get into the technicals on Apple and what we all need to keep our eyes out for, I briefly want to remind you guys of 3 reasons why I think that we should not get overly bearish on Apple stock and why I like Apple stock as a long-term investment. 3 things that I think they've got going for them that already the big investment firms have acknowledged and said that's why they will be buying the dip for a company like Apple. 1, Apple Pay. Apple Pay is incredibly innovative. I was at a flea market yesterday buying some goods, and I was able to just take my card, tap it to the person's phone. They took my transaction. They didn't need a square box. It automatically took the transaction through Apple Pay, and I think that Apple Pay is going to be a big part of Apple's future revenue. In addition to that, Apple's been positioning themselves towards ad revenue, which I know you might say, ad revenue? Yes, there's many layers within the Apple ecosystem where they're going to go after and capture ad revenue, and so that's putting them into the same context as companies like Facebook and Google, which are getting that ad business. Apple is positioning themselves for that to be an area of growth through all the layers of their reach into customers' lives. And when you add to it the possibility of increasing their ad revenue through AI, then you've got even a bigger reason to be bullish. And then the last reason, it's already been said by a lot of the big investment firms, that companies with a lot of cash are going to weather this next year fine and are going to be given the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to be put into the same category as companies that would suffer. A more hawkish Fed or a slower to cut Fed is not going to impact a company like Apple in the same way because of their very strong cash balance sheet. But let's look at the problem and let's look at the warning signs, because this stock went up from its October lows 21%. And the fact is, it's going to pull back. It's pulling back. And I will just let you know right now, Apple stock price, it looks very much like it wants to go lower. We've already seen the local top. Now we got to create a swing low before we can continue the bullish trend up, even though I just gave you those 3 bullish reasons. Bar chart points out that Apple's facing its biggest test because it's at its 200-day moving average. If it falls through, they ask, will Apple take the rest of the market down with it? And I'm going to answer that for you. The answer is absolutely yes. If Apple does break through the 200-day moving average and it begins to build selling momentum, this is a company that absolutely impacts the market and the sentiment of all investors. And yes, it absolutely would take the market down with it. And I want to point out this to you guys, that the last time that Apple definitively broke beneath the 200-day moving average and it closed after its first week, it did go on to drop a total of 30% from its recent high. And so that's what we got to watch out for. Now, right now, Apple stock is down 10% from its recent high, and it's touching the 200-day moving average. And if we get a definitive close at the end of this week beneath the 200-day moving average, then this thing could absolutely be signaling that Apple stock could go as low as $138. Now, I am not predicting that price. People hear a number on this page and they go, oh, Josh called Apple to 138. I'm telling you that if we were to close at the end of this week beneath the 200-day moving average, then it means that we should be concerned about the fact that Apple could go bearish and it could drop an additional 20%. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But here's the bullish case from a technical standpoint. Now, it's very possible that we will continue to bounce along as we once had in the past and simply move higher from here. But we're going to be watching this ascending line in the same way that we're going to be watching those moving average lines. If we stay above this ascending line, then it's telling us that Apple's getting ready to have an incredible year and move much, much higher. So don't get overly bearish or overly bullish just yet. We've got to watch the chart, and as long as we stay above this ascending line on this monthly chart and these moving averages, then it's telling us that Apple's likely to consolidate and continue to test the top of the range and move up to 220. That's what we're going to be keeping our eye out for. It's very, very possible. Let me know if you got any questions in the comment section. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hitting the like. Hit the subscribe button to get the updates of when Apple breaks to the upside or the downside. As always, peace and blessings, my friends. Take care.